Yes, traders. Good evening, traders. Welcome to Traders Hub YouTube channel, where we'll be posting trading educational content and weekly market analysis. Please subscribe to our channel, hit the notification button, and feel free to ask any question. So, as usual, without wasting any time, let's jump into the charts and do our weekly analysis. Yes, we are going to start with dollar index, and as you can see, currently dollar index or DXY is in a corrective phase, and currently we have broken structure to the downside, and I'm anticipating that before we continue to the downside, the market has to correct at least to these levels before we correct further. And for us to clearly see that, we have to go to the 1 hour time frame. Yes, you can see that 1 hour time frame, the market took the structure to the upside and again broke to the downside to change the trend. Yes, this is TC, change of character or trend change. Yes, before we continue to correct further, I'm anticipating that the market will at least take this internal liquidity before we continue to these lows. Yeah, and so the same pattern as I'm looking for time frame. See that. So we get this correction leg. The price has to at least correct to this at least to these levels before it corrects further and gives us the continuation leg. Yes, let's look at euro. Yes, as you can see on euro dollar, I'm looking for the same setup. I'm looking for the price to at least correct to these levels before we correct further to 61.8 Fibonacci levels and at least take this internal structure, internal liquidity before we continue with the downtrend. Yes, and for us to see that clearly, we can head to the 1 hour time frame, and you can see that on 1 hour time frame, the price has clearly changed structure. Yes, let's label this. You can see that is TC, change of structure or change of character. And yes, yep, this whole leg, I take this as change of character. And so before we continue, as we all know, the price doesn't move in a straight line. Yes, the price never moves in a straight line. It has to move impulsively and correct before it continues. And so after this break of structure, we anticipate at least price to retrace and take this internal liquidity before we head to the upside and take the internal liquidity on the 4 hour time frame and continue with the 4 hour structure or daily structure. You can see this clearly in minutes. Yes, I'm anticipating at least price to come and check this internal liquidity. Yes, this London low before we continue. And yes, that's my analysis on euro dollar, and most importantly, I put more weight on my 4 hour analysis. Yes, let's look at GBP USD. You can see that yes, GBP USD, as you know, the pound has been weak because of its political landscape currently, the ongoing uncertainty and the loss of faith on their duty bearers, specifically on their prime minister. And I don't want to go deeper into the fundamentals of the pound because that's not what we trade. Normally we react with the market. And so you can see that clearly the price has been retracing to the upside, but it has currently broken structure to the downside. Okay, and so we can say that price has been corrected to the upside. Yes, I was watching for this setup the whole week, and it gave that entry on Friday, but I did not take this setup because yes, I have a lot of reasons, but mainly because of the rollover spreads and weekend swaps and other reasons. But I'll be looking to take this further downside, and maybe there's still that there is a chance that this might at least, yes, correct to this area just like DXY, and then take all this liquidity before we continue to the downside. So let's watch how we should react. Let's look at gold. Yes, what do we have with gold? Yes, as you can see on gold, we have talked about this leg and this correction for almost I think right now it's almost 2 weeks, and it is possible for us to have this correction to these areas before it continues further. But yes, let's see what it will do. And so yes, I'm anticipating still this price to at least correct to this area before it continues to the downside. Yes, and to the 1 hour time frame, we can see that on 1 hour time frame, you can see that on 1 hour time frame, this is our dealing range. This is the current dealing range, and we've come and swiped all the liquidity that is on top of this range. Until this, you can see that it has been swiped. And so for me, I was to take this a short setup, even though it was very late on Friday, and that's why I did not take it. But it is a valid setup, and probably maybe I will look to maybe scale into this position. But there's still that chance that this price can still correct to this, yes, to this area before it continues further. But the way that it has swapped all these liquidities and it has failed to close above this area, there's high chance that this will continue to sell. And so maybe yes, maybe after we take this liquidity, we can look for a continuation to the downside. Yes, maybe you can see it does this and continue. Yes, and that's my analysis for the week. And maybe, just maybe, we can, yes, and maybe we can look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, it has been providing for us very, very good setups. And so yes, let's take a look at what is happening here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, let me clear this thing. Yes. Yes. Yes, on the daily time frame, we can see that we are currently trading on this dealing range, okay? And so after this retracement, I'm anticipating that we can get a flash to the downside, and that is my daily time frame analysis. Let's head to the 4-hour time frame. Yes, on 4-hour time frame, I've been calling for this retracement since last week, but clearly we can see that sellers are in control in this market, and so I don't think it's appropriate for us to be calling for this correction to these areas. You can see that price has failed to correct to that zone last week. I mean the other week and last week too. And so we can see that the last dealing range of the 4 hour is this here. And so I'm anticipating that we can have yes, a retracement to at least yes, a retracement to these levels. Yes, and take this liquidity, internal liquidity, before we head over to the downside. And so maybe on the lower time frame, you can look for the contrarian trade, but I don't really advocate for that. I don't really advocate for that. Nevertheless, we can. I think for us to see it clearly, we need to head to 15-minute time frame. Yes, and I really like what the BTC has been doing here. You can see that price has broken structure to the downside, corrected to these levels. A lot of people tried to long this for the correction to the upside, but you can see that price took all this liquidity here, this internal liquidity here, and everyone who was longing this, and again broke structure to the upside. And for this liquidity swap which has happened here, there's a very high chance that we can have that retracement to these levels before we continue to the downside. And mostly it is this liquidity block which will propel this retracement to the upside. Yes, and so I'm currently looking for this correction on BTC before we head to the downside. And so yes, that's my analysis on BTC. And just to remind you, this is Traders Hub YouTube channel where we'll be posting trading educational content and weekly market analysis. Please subscribe to our channel, hit the notification button, and feel free to ask any question. Yes, and so I think I don't have any other analysis. Maybe you can take at GB Australian dollar, which I had a very good short trade on. This is the last break of structure. I don't want to do down analysis from daily time frame. Yeah, I think the 4 hour anyone to see. And so you can see that we swipe this internal liquidity here. Price retraced to the extreme levels, and as usual, whenever we get this swipe of liquidity, we wait for confirmation and change of character on the lower time frame before we take any trade. So specifically this, I took these trades from 15 minutes time frame. You can see that this was the last break of structure to the upside, and we had this character. Price again retraced to the extreme level, Top again, channel liquidity. This was a very, very good setup. Very good setup, which I took, and I'll share with you. Yes, I will share with you on the screen this setup, which I took. Yes, this is exactly what I was looking for. And the main targets are down here. Yes. Again, we had another sweep of liquidity, also break of structure. Someone can also say these are equal lows. Yes, and those and the equal lows can be very good targets. Yes, target. The equal lows can be very, very good targets, and this was a very, very good scaling position. See, target down here, and again we had another scaling position. Well, I really don't like when a setup gives more than two entry opportunity. I really don't like it, but still I think I took this scaling, very small scale, in on my other account. You can see that the price moved as anticipated. Unfortunately, I closed all of my trades because I'm still anticipating we can have a correction at least this area before we head further. So that's my analysis for the week. And for those who are joining us, this is Traders Hub YouTube channel. We are posting trading educational content and weekly market analysis. And again, this is Maestro FX or Mahali Mathman, your head trader at Traders Hub YouTube channel. Please subscribe to our channel, hit the notification button, and feel free to ask any question. Bye.